Hello, welcome to the Grand Conversation Show. I'm your host, Geronimo de Santos, and this is my guest for the show of today is Jordan. How are you, Jordan?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Had better days, but we move, man.
That was great for decoration, by the way.
So how are you really feeling? Like, because obviously it's been since the start of quarantine, lockdown
Yeah,
has been difficult.
it's been it's been really weird, and I feel like everyone says the same thing. Like it's just a really strange time, which it is. But there's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
Like, and then there's been a lot going on online as well, which hasn't quite helped. But I'm just like taking every day as it comes. To be fair.
Yeah. Same here, man. I've been trying my best to keep sane. Been listening to a lot of music, just been staying obviously by myself, just helping my little brothers with their homework because they're getting bombarded with
Yeah.
schoolwork. Like it's
Yeah.
actually a lot. Like they get like 6 pieces of work like practically every single day, and
Oh God.
yeah, like it's actually a lot. So obviously I just help them from time to time, doing my own stuff as well. Just trying to improve on the graphic design. Just trying to teach myself how to do websites, coding as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, man. I just because all I've been using is Photoshop, um, Illustrator here and there, but I'm not comfortable and
Yeah.
yeah, comfortable. I'll use that word for using um Photoshop. So I've just been slow and
Yeah.
steady, slow and steady. Yeah. And other than that, just been, I'm not going to
Yeah.
lie and say I've been exercising or anything because,
I've been trying, like, I'll do like ab workouts and I always stretch like a
yeah.
lot, but I've slacked for the last 4 days, maybe.
Oh, you're good then because last time I exercised was when? Three weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
3 weeks ago. I don't know why I stopped. It's just that.
Yeah, but every day just merges into the other and it becomes a bit difficult
Yeah,
and it's all right. Like, you can pick it back up. Who knows how long we're going to be in this for anyway, so
true, true.
it's all right.
Um,
Oh, you're
Obviously, as
frozen.
time progresses, we're just going to find new ways in
Hello?
doing something.
Oh, are you back? You're
Yeah,
back.
yeah. I'm
Okay.
fine. I'm fine. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me? Everything good?
I can. Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, as you said, a lot of things have been happening on the internet. Like for the past few weeks, I've just been obviously I've been trying to get everybody to speak, but everybody is doing their own thing, which I totally respect. So, especially what happened like recently with the tweets, the old
Yeah.
tweets that came back. I don't even know how it started.
Apparently it started with Tian's cakes, Y Bleach's cakes.
Oh yeah. That's what I heard, but that
But
not
I wasn't there from like the beginning, so
yeah
I don't know. I
yeah.
have no clue.
It's fine. But as long as we know what the actual case is, then it's fine. I don't know why. Oh, sorry,
It's alright.
wasn't on charge. So yeah, just a lot of stuff has been happening on the TL. A lot of people have been obviously angry about it,
Mm,
uh, and just. But to be honest, with me, I think that this is a good thing because
okay.
it's cleared the air. Because you see, when something's not been talked about for like for a long period of time, like the pot is gonna start to heat up and eventually it's just gonna explode. So
Spoiler.
that day
Yeah.
is literally when everything exploded, which is a good thing.
Mhm.
Bad thing obviously because it brought back memories on those who have been affected by this situation,
Mhm.
which is very unfortunate.
Can I
Uh,
ask a question? I know we're gonna like get into it, but
yeah,
have you ever been affected by all of that stuff when you were growing up?
uh, with when I was growing up, not like that. I've just my appearance, like, oh, you have a big nose, you have big lips, blah blah blah. You know, it's like, oh, you look like an ape and all of that. Just,
Oh,
but that crushed me. Like, as I was growing up, that crushed me. I was like, all right, cool, cool, because I used to hear it from even from family members, but they were saying it in a joking way. But I was just like, ah ha ha, ah, ha ha ha. It's not funny, but I'm gonna
yeah,
laugh at you because I don't want to show that I'm cracking. But
yeah.
yeah, it just messed me up completely. Like with the just my confidence was all time low, and I
Mhm.
just like just one day. I think this was like secondary school. Secondary school, year 9, year 10. I was like, do you know what? I'm not gonna let these people just,
Mhm.
tear me down. Yeah, I may have a big nose. I may not have European, this is just not working, European European features. Okay,
Mm,
cool, I'm black. Hey, yo, I love my skin,
exactly.
love my features, i love
Exactly.
my I love my hair texture, I love everything
Yeah.
about me. So I'm fine right now, man. I'm fine
Mm.
right now, yeah. But obviously we spoke
Mhm.
briefly, but I would like you to go into,
Elaborate.
yeah, elaborate.
Um,
Okay.
where do you want me to start? I've been getting colorism comments, well, colorist comments made about me from the time I was in primary school, to be fair. Um, I never, the funny thing is that I know that through this, a lot of people ended up like hating themselves or hated themselves in the first place anyway.
Yeah, wanted to bleach.
Really crazy thing is, I never did, even when I was little, like, I never thought that my skin was super dark. I never really thought much of it. Like, I have two younger sisters, and like, we all noticed that, like, it's like as my mum had more kids, we got lighter and lighter. So
Hmm.
I'm the darkest out of all three of us, and then my
Yeah,
youngest was the lightest. We never really, we, we didn't really see it or make a deal out of it. So I never thought there was a problem with the color of my skin until other people started to express that there seems to be a problem with my skin. Um,
who, like, what the
it's from, sorry, I'm stretching. It's from like teachers to um, my peers, uh, sometimes work colleagues. But yeah, I had a teacher. I actually really liked her as well. To be fair, she was Asian. I think she was Chinese, and I'm half Trinidadian. So we went on holiday for like 5 weeks. I
yeah.
came back super dark, obviously.
Hmm. Hmm.
And every day when I was at school, she would always comment saying, "Oh, I can tell that you've been in the sun because the tops of your ears are like really dark." But the way she would say it wasn't like just making it known that my ears were dark. It was like a disgust in her face, like they're really, really dark. And I was like, okay, is it? There's a problem. There's a problem with my skin because you don't seem very impressed or happy about it. So there must be a problem.
Yeah.
Um, and that's when I realized, okay, I am super dark. Okay. So yeah, things got really bad when I got to secondary school.
Hmm.
Um, I was bullied for a number of things, but one of them obviously was the color and tone of my skin.
Hmm.
Um, but I specifically remember one specific time where we had a field that was part of our school, and there was sometimes girls would bring benches into the field. So a group of us were sitting on this bench, and there was a group of girls in the year above us who were just like the worst girls ever. Like
Hmm.
they were just horrible. And they usually sit on that bench, but they saw us on there, didn't like it, came charging to us and started to pull each one of us off the bench. And I was sitting at the end of it, and I could see, it was like in slow motion, I could see them pulling my friends off one by one. Some
Yeah.
of them didn't even want any of the smoke, they just stood up themselves. And
Yeah.
I kind of sat there and I was just like, I have a choice. I can either just get up and save myself the hassle,
Yeah.
or I can like be the Black Panther Rosa Parks lady and just stay seated. So I
Stand.
thought, I'm gonna stay seated.
Yeah.
See what they're really on. Because at that point, I forgot what year I was in, but I I grew a bit of courage.
Yeah.
So I stayed seated, and one of them grabbed my wrist, and I pulled back, and I was like, "Don't touch me!" And I was like,
Okay.
"Oh my god, I've done it now!"
The order smoke.
And I wouldn't know the smoke. And I got up off my own accord because, like, obviously my friends were leaving, so I was gonna leave too.
Yeah.
And literally, they all circled me, and they were just going at me. I couldn't even hear most of what they were saying because they were all just shouting all at once, like in my face. And one of my friends actually dragged me out of the circle and told them, like, just stop, like, because she was cool with them as well. So she was like, guys, just stop, like, it's enough. And as I was like walking away, I remember they shouted, "You blick bitch." And I was just like, damn, okay. I haven't really had that before. And they're making comments on my hair and just more comments about my skin tone.
Yeah.
And like, I had gotten so much shit anyway from school for different things anyway, that this was just an added part.
Yeah.
So yeah, that wasn't very nice. I've had experiences with guys as well that I've been with. Um, that have made comments on my skin tone or said great things about my skin tone, called me their black queen or whatever to my face, and
Yeah.
then when they go home on Twitter, they want to be the clown and make comments about like dark-skinned women's different body parts. I'm not even going to go straight really deep into it because it's a lot.
That's
And
totally fine.
that was not to, huh?
No, because you said that you don't want to get into it too deep, and I said it's totally fine if you don't want to.
Yeah, it's because it's a bit mad, like, and at that time I was 18 years old, a lot to deal with, and yeah, basically that's it, kind of like in a nutshell. Never really got any of those things from family, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
They would more just like make comments and tell me how beautiful they thought I was. I'd always get compliments on my skin tone from adults much, much, much older than me. So yeah, I got like a lot of comments, like positive ones about my skin tone by adults that were a lot older than I was. That
Yeah.
was about it. Like, no one else really commented on how pretty they thought I was or anything.
Because my question I wanted to ask you, why didn't your family members close to your age say anything?
Close to my age.
Yeah. Damn.
Okay. So
Okay.
you asked a question.
Yeah, so I asked you, you mentioned how family members near your age, well, you didn't, well, yeah, family members near your age didn't like give you compliments because you didn't mention that. That's the question. Like, why didn't they?
No, family members. I didn't mention about age really, but family members did compliment me. Like, they never made me feel like I wasn't pretty or like compare my sisters and I together
Yeah.
based on our skin tone. So I was fine. Like, I'd get family members and family friends saying, "Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful," blah 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 blah. And it was nice, but the thing is, when you're a kid, it feels like every adult's supposed to tell your mum that their kids are beautiful, you know?
Yeah.
So when you're not getting it from, like, when you're not really, I still got it a bit when I was younger, like, from some peers, but the thing is that I never looked at myself and thought, my God, like, I'm ugly because of my skin tone. I never thought that. I just realized that everybody had a problem with it. So then I started to feel like maybe it should be a problem. Is it a problem? Maybe it's a problem. Like, I don't think it's a problem. I don't feel like it makes me ugly, but maybe it's a problem.
Society
And
society started to make you think otherwise about your skin tone.
Yeah.
So initially, society was the problem.
Pretty much, yeah, basically. Like, and look at myself, and I'd always know that I'm pretty. Again, well, I didn't mention this before, but then we go into the whole thing of you're pretty for a for a dark skin girl, sorry.
Yeah.
So because I had heard that a lot, not only said to me but to other people as well.
Yeah.
Even before I heard that, like, I was always very aware that I was a beautiful kid. Like, I knew that, I could see that, I never doubted that.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like I was beautiful, but literally for a dark skinned girl. So lighter skinned people were like a whole different category of pretty, and I could never be that. I'm great here for
Yeah.
these people, but I could never be that. I could never even be compared to that. So that was a bit strange for a while, until I realised that that's obviously not the case.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
It's a bit mad, like when you
it
back.
is like just like the way society would make you think that make you think like, oh yeah, you're the ugliest person, you're the darkest person. Why are you light skinned? Why are you dark skinned? Why do you have a big nose? Why are you this? Why are you that? But it's like, why would you even say that in the first place? Because because obviously a lot of people have been writing on Twitter from, I'm not going to say any names because we all know who they are. Everybody should be held accountable for what they said, whether it's attacking dark-skinned people, whether it's attacking light-skinned people, whether it's attacking brown-skinned people. At the end of the day, every other ethnic background, other ethnic groups will call all of us black. So this never really made no sense to me because I was always thinking that, okay, you're going for because I used to do this. I used to do this. I used to say, oh, well, when I was younger, I always used to say, oh, I'll never go out with a light skin girls, never that, never that. But then I thought to myself,
Really?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's different.
because I always used to look at brown and dark skin. Because obviously, when I look at a light skinned person, your dad's white, blah 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 blah. But as I grew up, I didn't really know much about my background per se as well. So when I obviously dug deep, and then obviously I have aunties that are quote light skin. My mom's even a light skin, so I'm just insulting my mom as well. Like it didn't really make sense, and even me myself in the house, I'm the second lightest. So I was like kind of insulting myself, if that makes sense. But obviously to the world, I'm classified as brown skin, but other people also see me as light skin, if that makes sense. Yeah, so it wasn't like it was self-hate, it's just that I didn't know at the time. Yeah. But it's like as I grew up, it's like, okay, you're black, I'm black, we all black. So what are we actually doing? What are we actually saying? Because you're typing on Twitter, dark skin, light skin, brown skin, and even this Somalian thing as well, it doesn't make no sense to me because obviously I see them as black. I'm not even gonna get into it too deep, but it don't make no sense to me. You could be Arab, but I have Somalian friends as well that classify themselves as black, and they're black and proud, and they even lighter or they may be darker. It doesn't matter. Maybe it's these bots on Twitter and Instagram just tweeting and putting. It's always the bots, man. They just chat crap, man.
I forgot about that part. Yeah.
Boy.
But you know what? I wanted to actually touch on this thing of at the end of the day we're all black, because this is something else that came from me growing up as well. Well, actually, more closer to the age I am now, more so into my more adult years. Sorry. So I think it was like in 2016 when this whole Black Girl Magic thing was born.
Oh yeah.
Melanin and Black Goddess, blah blah blah, yes, and all that dumb shit. Sorry, I swear a bit. All of that
it's all right,
stuff
man.
it was noise to me. Like when people all of a sudden, I went from being called a blick bitch to melanin goddess, and I didn't quite understand it. I don't feel like any of those compliments were genuine, if I'm honest. Or maybe everyone felt a bit braver to actually say that I looked good because everyone else was saying it. I don't know. But I never really cared for it. Obviously I'll say thank you, but I never cared for all those compliments because I didn't ever think that they were actually genuine. But then I'm gonna mention it, but I'm not fighting these people in the corner because I am not mixed race. So I'm not gonna stand and speak for them because I cannot. But I have a very big problem with when they would say I'm black, full stop, end of sentence.
Why
Massive
so?
problem. Because back in the day you would never sit down and be like, I'm black. You would never hear them say that. They'll be like, yeah, I'm Chinese, I'm Italian, I'm everything under the sun. Oh, and then I'm also black. Nobody would actually just none of them will sit down and be like, I'm black. That's it. You would always have to hear about whatever they're mixed with, which is fine because that's what they are. Absolutely. Like, be proud of that. But it seems like it's only until, and some people might beg to differ, only until Black women being celebrated and championed is when they wanted to really home in on their black side and then just say, I'm black. If you're black, what am I then? You can't sit down and say that I'm black because you are black, but what else? You're black and whatever else you are. Because you have not been through the same things that I have as a black girl or black woman, because you're not black, you're mixed race, you're a whole separate race of your own, and you should be happy about that. You should be proud of that. That's great. Like, be happy about it, because I've only come across one mixed race girl call herself white. You never ever hear them say that they're white, do you?
Okay, see, me and my point of view on mixed race people, obviously I'm not going to talk too much on that matter because obviously I'm not mixed race, so like it will be kind of unfair to speak on them. But obviously what I just think is that because they don't really speak up, is it because they didn't want to be like pointed at, or they didn't want to be the center of attention, even though some of them are getting all the compliments, all the praises, etc., etc. So if they start to say, oh yeah, I'm black, but even so, even then, I may be jumping here, but even then, like, with mixed race people, what I think, they have either two sides to pick. Is either you're going to go with your white side, or is either you're going to go with your black side. Because what I think, you can't pick two, because you're always going to be in a conflict. And then you're always going to be in conflict with yourself, because now you're going to be saying, oh, I'm black, but my white side makes me feel like this about black people, or my black side makes me feel like this about white people. So it's either you're going to pick one or the other. You can't pick both. That's what I think. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but it's just that
for some reason, I'm not entirely sure why, but throughout my whole life I've always had quite a few mixed race friends. And I've always thought that it was I've always thought that it was actually such a cool thing to be a bit of both. Like, and you should really feel happy about being a bit of both. I can't say much, even given the fact that I've been around a lot of mixed race people for pretty much the whole of my life, and I've heard their own experiences. I'm not going to speak on behalf of them because I'm not them.
Yeah, true.
But I have heard them say the thing where it's like, I'm too white for the black kids, too black for the white kids, where do I fit in? And I've always kind of felt like, well, you fit in right in the middle, because that's what you are. And there's loads of other mixed race people that are
fine with that,
in the same boat as you. Why can't you I don't understand why I've never understood why it can just be seen as I'm both and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I know that some of them may lean to one side more than the other due to like family setup or whatever side they just resonate more with.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as I've mentioned, I've had mixed race friends who are a great balanced blend of both. So I don't really know. I'm not entirely sure. Like I feel like all the mixed race friends that I've had have felt pretty balanced, but that's just me.
Because some of the mixed race people that I know, they always tend to, because obviously secondary school I went Peckham Academy, so that was, you know, le
Oh,
ghetto. So as I would say, so obviously a lot of the mixed race kids will lean onto the black side because that was the in thing, that was cool, and that was, you know, how they grew up. They grew up surrounded yeah, with black and white people, but more with black people, which was fine.
that
I have
people.
no problem.
Yeah.
As growing up, obviously being introduced to social media, like what 2000? When did I make 2010? 2010, you start to see like different people type things about well, mixed race people, dark skin, brown skin, black people in general talk different things about like black this, mixed race this, brown skin this. You can't like I even saw a tweet. I think it was like, let me just say a couple of days ago, saying I can't classify mixed race people as black. I will still get them involved, but I won't classify them as black. But they're still part of the community. I would just think to myself, okay, that makes no sense
It's a
because
bit confusing though.
yeah, it is a bit confusing because if other people see them as black, why don't you see them as black? Like, what's the problem?
I feel I don't know about that person's stance, but when when I say that they can't just call themselves black and that's it,
Mm,
it's in no way denouncing their black side
yeah,
at all, because that's what makes them also mixed race. But I just I, they can speak on issues of being mixed race, but not really on being black because they are not just that.
so then their life
Our
is
experiences were different to some extent. Now they might say like their white side treat them differently. I don't know. Again, I don't want to go too deep into it because I'm not them.
yeah,
I've not, and that's important to know, and that's why I kind of get a bit heated when when they jump in and speak so much about black experiences. I can't speak for them because I'm not mixed race.
yeah.
You know, I don't have the same experiences as they did when they were growing up, and same way they didn't have the same as mine.
Hmm.
So that's I don't know how to really explain much else of what I'm trying to say, but that's where I'm coming from. Like you just can't sit down and be like, I'm black, that's it. You're not. You're mixed with other stuff too.
Unless they claim the black side.
Your experience as a mixed race person was still different to mine being black growing up.
So what if they grew up with nothing but black people? Then does it change? Like, does the answer change then? Well, with that specific individual, not as a collective, because obviously, again, everybody
Mm-hmm.
grew up
Mm-hmm.
in different neighborhoods, different cultures, obviously being introduced. Yeah, just different having different friendship groups. So it's like if they grew up with nothing but white people,
Mm-hmm.
their upbringing will be very, very different. But if they grew up with black people, as a mixed race person, like, but let's just say, for example, the J. Coles, the Drakes, the many other people, obviously, I'm just going to name both of them because,
Yeah.
yeah, like, would you still say that, or would it change?
No, I said what I said, and I stand by it.
That's fine.
No.
Nope.
Seriously though, at the end of the day, even if you grew up and in like a very black community and
Yeah.
around the predominantly around their black side of the family, we have to remember that colorism is a thing that is integrated in the black community anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you were mixed race and you grew up around all black people are still colorist. They will still, for whatever reason, say that you're better than this other person, this dark-skinned person, because you have lighter skin. You have lighter curled hair.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how many black people they grew around. There's still the difference.
Yeah.
And it will still be pointed out.
So then, as a people as well, because obviously, let's just take away the media, because obviously they're another problem that adds more fuel to the fire. Let's take away social media as well. As a people as well, what should we do? Because obviously we talk about solutions. We know what the solutions are, but it's because we don't practice it. So what should we do? Because obviously everything's out there now. Everybody knows who said what, how people feel about the topic. What should we actually do? Like, what do you say about it?
I feel like things are, I feel like things are gradually, anyway. I would like to say that they're getting better, but then I feel like the same people that overtly would make colorist comments are the same people growing up, but it's just that colorist comments now are, everything is very subtle, or at least it translates in a different way now, where it's not just like thrown in your face, like being called your blick. It's just, you just see it in a different context. But what to do about it, that's hard, because I feel like as a collective it might be a bit harder to do anything about it, rather than what you can do about it as an individual, which is a lot of rewiring your mind, because a lot of this is learnt behavior. Like, we are not born colorists. Being colorist is not part of a developmental stage of human life.
Most definitely.
It's about what we've been around. Like, I've had this conversation with both my sisters separately, actually, and not one of us, even though, as I've mentioned, the different tones of black, my youngest sister looks like your color, actually. We never made colorist comments, and I feel like that was a lot to do with our upbringing. Sorry to say it, that might offend some people.
No, that's totally fine, because I even had this conversation with my youngest brother today, because I asked him a question. I was like, all right, what do you think about obviously dark-skinned people? He was like, if I was dark-skinned, I would go lie. I was like, wait. Obviously, because I'm gonna still keep on talking to him. He's a bit ignorant, because obviously different upbringing, just with the parents and the culture, just very different. Obviously, I'm gradually making him understand that in this life, look, you don't obviously you don't curse out anybody that's lighter than you, anybody that's darker than you, because someone's gonna end up boxing you in your face. So you need to.
That's on that, yeah.
Yeah, like, you need to calm down, and obviously take pride, even if he was dark skinned, because obviously my other younger brother, he's literally the darkest in the house. Younger, obviously, when we were all younger, used to make like funny comments. Oh, you're dark, blah 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 blah. As they would say about me, oh, you're light, blah blah blah. They will even it would even call me white. Obviously, I used to laugh, but obviously that was like, oh, that's not funny. And that's actually not funny. But obviously, just trying to make them understand that in this life, you don't do that. Like, take pride and ownership of your blackness and other people's blackness, because you have friends that are darker than you, have friends that are lighter than you. If you're saying or tweeting, obviously, because they don't use social media like that, but if you're saying outside of your friends are this so and so and so and so, but then to their face you're saying so and so and so and so, that means first of all it's not genuine, because if you're literally comfortable in saying that behind their back to other people as well, that are willing, that are, that are going to accept it, because obviously if you say something and then your friends or family members don't correct you, that means they agree as well.
Pretty much, yeah.
But if they're correcting you, so just listen. Honestly, just tell them, okay, yeah, it's not that thing. Like, we don't do that around here. Like, we actually
Mm.
don't do that around here. Like, I even tell my other family members all of that. Like, they already know how I am and what I stand for. Like, this is not even a joke. Like,
Yeah.
when I talk about Black Power, I mean, because obviously I can't do that. So, but yeah, it's like I'm just trying to teach you to love yourself and love others around you that obviously have the same skin complexion as you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, that's all. Yeah,
That's literally just what it comes down to. Like, I feel like then, yeah, as you're saying, I guess what you can do as an individual is just educate people
most
and
definitely.
hope they take it in, because everyone's their own person. They'll think what they want at the end of the day,
Yeah,
but use your influence for good. You know, try and teach people that, like, saying certain things is wrong and hurtful and will stick with people for the rest of their lives. Like, I will never forget the comments made about me when I was little, and that was like over 20 years ago, you know?
yeah,
So have to be mindful about that.
100%, man. Because boy, it just is a lot, man. It's sad as well. It's sad because it's it's sad, but it's very very good, because one, it's sad because obviously a lot of people do go through this on a daily basis, whether it's being talked about or not. But it's a good thing, because as long as now our generation, that we've literally, this is even on BBC. Now this topic is even on BBC as, yeah, it's even on BBC.
Wow.
Yeah, like people talking about colorist tweets. They even mention other people as well. It's just that is a good thing, because as now we can tell obviously the future generation that don't do this, don't do that,
Hmm.
and we can correct our other our peers as well. Like, don't be saying that, because obviously you'll be offending me in a way, even though you're not saying it directly to me, if that makes sense.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. So boy, I just hope that we actually learn and actually, grow
The
from.
good thing is, yeah, the growth. Like, I was going to say, the good thing that comes out of this is that I found that our generation is, like, becoming extremely woke. Like, and
It's good.
I love it. It's
Hey,
actually my favorite. I
I'm
love
here
it.
for it. I'm 100%
So
here for
happy.
it.
Defo. But I feel like the great thing about that also is when we have our kids, we'll be able to raise, like, good kids.
Mhm.
Have Hopefully will not have these same views. And anybody's kids that does have these kinds of views, they'll be outnumbered by the ones, hopefully I like to believe that they'll be outnumbered by the ones that are clued up and know that, like,
Yeah.
regardless of your skin tone, there's nothing bad about it. It's all good. Like, we all look great. We're all beautiful, regardless. You know.
All of that black is beautiful.
All of that.
Melanin.
Every skin tone is beautiful. That's what gets me mad. Like, I've always seen the beauty in everyone's skin tone, man. Everybody.
Ah!
Everyone. The Mediterraneans and their beautiful olive skin. Mixed race girls look beautiful. Black girls of all their shades. White girls look great. Like, I have one friend, white friend that I made at uni.
Mhm.
She's really pale. Like, I never actually came across somebody that was actually that pale before. I
Mhm.
thought she was stunning. Like, people call, like, very pale white people, English
Yeah.
rose. Like that's what she looked like to me. Like she never liked her skin tone. She always felt like she was translucent, and she used to joke about it. But I was just like, I don't understand. Like, why can't people just see the beauty in everything? Why is everyone's mind so closed and narrow-minded? Why are you so myopic? Why
Hey,
can't
man,
you see
it's gonna
beyond?
it's gonna take some time to
Crazy.
literally break that down, because some people just, so it's like some people only have one track mind when it comes to Asians, like in the Asian community,
Yeah,
in the Arab community, in the white community, in the black community. It's like they're just one. I don't wanna see, like, I'm seeing, but I don't wanna see it. So it's like I'm just gonna focus on that, and that's just my focus anyway. Yeah.
yeah.
It's just gonna it's gonna take some time. Like, obviously, yeah, yeah, man.
I feel like I also feel like my broad acceptance of everybody also comes from like the things that I got into. Like I used to do photography, and I like to photograph everybody and anybody
Yeah,
because I thought there was just beauty in everything. Also, I've traveled a lot. I've seen people from around the world, and I see the beauty in all of that as well.
yeah.
So I think that's why I get so annoyed and I struggle to understand people's very small-minded opinions about things. I'm like, have you not seen anything
Well,
else? Have you not experienced anything else?
yeah,
Like, do you not realize that everybody's like fantastic in their own right? I don't get why you don't, but you need to like open your mind. That's why I don't have this discussion with a lot of people, to be fair. Like someone did try to have this discussion with me the other day,
hmm
and I just said, look, you don't have the range to talk to me about this at this moment in time. I'm very blunt with it. Like you just don't.
it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. You're not blunt. You're straightforward. That's what we need. We need more people like that.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm just gonna tell you straight. Like if I feel like you're just waffling and it's not making, not that it has to make sense to me. I accept people's opinions on things,
100%.
but please don't try to have a discussion or debate. If you're going to tell me something, just tell me it, but don't expect me to go back and forth with you when you don't have the range. Just stop. It's okay. Like think about it, go ask questions, educate yourself a little bit more.
Yeah,
When you've accumulated enough info, then get back to me and we can talk.
yeah.
Until then, please stop. I don't have time. I genuinely don't. Like we might all be on quarantine, but I'm working on other things. I don't have time to talk to you about this.
I definitely understand what you mean, boy. Like, me personally, when it comes to things like this, I just don't. I can't. Because obviously I've been getting a lot of questions on DMs, just like, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And obviously, okay, before I give my opinion, I would like to hear yours about the situation. I've just been hearing too much bullshit. That's why I just, like, even with this show, I would say that I'm backtracking, but the only reason why I choose who I want to talk to, because I know where they are mentally before I even talk to them, like, about deeper things. Because if I just wanted to pick any random person, they would just say anything, and I'm not here for, yeah, I want views and all of that, but I'm actually here, just to, give a message, just, like, make people actually deep what they're saying instead of just chatting
Yeah,
shit. I'm not here for that. I'm genuinely
no.
not here for that. So obviously we're here. Uh, obviously there's a lot more to, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a lot more to break down, because obviously colorism in the community is definitely not one of them. That is not. It's not the only one that needs to be sorted out. There's other things like xenophobia. There's racism. There's self-hate.
Yeah,
Hey, there is.
there's a lot.
There's a lot. before we get to, before as a collective, before we get to where we need to be, these are the ground level things that need to be sorted out quick,
real quick.
because at the end of the day, none of us are dumb. We know what's right, we know what's wrong. Let's just get this sorted and then leave it behind us. Because obviously after this, I don't want to talk about it.
No, I actually don't. I'm tired.
There's other things to talk about. There's other things that need to be sorted. There's other things that need to be sorted very, very fast. Because we're not getting any younger. I actually wish that we sorted this out. We, like, as a community worldwide, we sorted this out, like, at the age of, well, our age group, by the age of 21, 22. So the age of 20, 23, 24, we talk about other things as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's like we're moving too slow. And that's that.
And the sad thing is that it's not actually just us in our age group.
Yeah.
Because you get people as old as like my brother who have the same sort of like colorist or racist thoughts. I'm like, why haven't you grown? Like, what is going on? Or is it a whole thing of like you can't teach an old dog new tricks? I don't know. Because obviously they grew up in a whole different era to us as well, like where racism was like probably a lot more prevalent than it is now. So that might be it. But yeah, we do have a lot to get on with. Like, I want to talk about other stuff. Like, let's talk about vaccines. Like, let's talk about like natural. That is my thing. Like that, I love talking about that stuff. Like, there's so much to talk about. Like, and everyone's still crying about this whole light skin, dark skin, different race.
It's like
can we move on?
So with the African and Caribbean bullshit, it's like, come on, you are still doing that. You lot are it's 20. I thought this finished a very long time ago, but I still see videos, tweets. Where did plantain come from? Who had the better jello fries? Who had?
Are we gonna call it plantain or plantain?
Come on, one is food. We all listen to the same music.
Like, do you know what that's? I feel like that's one topic that I would say that, like, I'm not comparing my heritage to race because that is two very different things. But because I'm a mix of both Caribbean and African, I kind of like sit in the middle. And then people do ask me, do you feel more Caribbean or more African? Like, what side do you lean to most? And that's an interesting conversation to have another day, to be fair.
Another day. Another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because I want to talk about stuff like religion, the educational system in this country, growing up. Hey, let me not.
A lot. There's so much. It's exciting. Like, I love it.
Hey, but I think that's about it, isn't it? Or anything more you want to say?
Nah, like, I'm good. Like, you mentioned you don't want to talk about tweets and all that and naming names, which is
I don't want to do that.
I think that opens up a new like kettle of fish. But yeah, we're good.
Yeah. All right then. Thank you very much, Jordan, for talking about this. I took something out of my chest, a topic that I don't really. It will be talked about, but not deep like this, surface level. Thank you very much. Obviously, enjoy the rest of your night. And stay clean, wash your hands, and peace.
All right, bye.
Ciao, ciao, man. Let me just.